breaking.
You killed
Why is
it.
breaking. Okay, wait. I'm
All right,
coming
I'm gonna
back.
start. All right.
All right,
Stuff
go ahead.
Okay, here we go. Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome to KBMOD Podcast, episode 106, with the return of Brandon and his mirror. We've got Nick, who's changing his profile picture constantly, and if you watch live, you could see this. We've got Blacklightattack, as per usual, and John's Fat Cock's double chair, trying to one-up Hex here, it seems, with two chairs. Though I think John's probably will always be more.
I love that we started and John's not even here.
Yeah, it's actually
My phone wouldn't charge. I just fucking unplugged under my desk.
Dude, mine keeps
He's
doing
a ghost.
that shit.
He just
damn.
appeared. Oh shit! And
Well,
of course, Daniel.
I was going to say, Hex's chair is always going to seem better by comparison to its owner,
Right.
no matter how many chairs John has.
Yeah, that's true. At that point, it's really not about the chair; it's about the other side of the coin, right? The other person.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm saying fuck you, Hex.
That's what I'm saying is.
Let's not beat around the bush. Fuck that guy.
What kind of coffee are you drinking over there, BLA?
This is one of those fake-ass cappuccinos you get out of a machine.
At Wawa? Did you
Yeah,
go to a
it's
Wawa?
closer to like a latte filled with like, I don't know, maple
yeah.
syrup or something because it's so damn sweet.
Dude, have you had an Italian shorty recently?
An Italian shorty?
Wawa, bro. Wawa speak. It sounds sexual. It's not. That's what
Italian
it's called.
Yeah, I forgot they were called shorties. Actually, no, there's no reason to have a shorty right now because it's Hoagie Fest, so the
they got the
footlongs are like 10 cents more than
Are
the
these
shorty.
actual words you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a Wawa way of life, man. The
Go to
shorty.
Philadelphia. Actually, don't scratch
Don't.
that.
I was
I
going
was
to
about to
say,
say,
you
Dan
stop
said go to
yourself right
Philadelphia.
I seem to be the only person around here that fucking hates Wawa, but I rely on it anyway.
There's a lot of people like you that say they hate it and they drink coffee and other beverages from it every day. So
Well, their iced coffee is solid, but their actual coffee used to be good because they used to keep it in glass containers. Then they started doing plastic jugs, and now it's shit. It's the worst coffee in the fucking...
Oh, they changed? Yeah, I used to work at Wawa for like 3 years, dude. And yeah, the glass things were the biggest pain in the ass, but...
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's like a half and half
kept
thing.
the coffee. It just made the coffee taste so good. I worked at Wawa for like a month. I couldn't stand it because everybody there was a soulless asshole. So...
How have we not heard any crazy Wawa stories if you worked there for 3 years? I
Oh,
feel
I've
like
got
you'd have some solid stories.
I have so many stories, but it's one of those things that, like, when you have a high school / college job, a lot of those years you block out. Like, I've lost
Yep.
whole months that I worked there. It was just like a blur. I got my wisdom teeth out one that was, and I worked the next day, and I literally
One of the
my
times you
cheeks
got
were
his wisdom teeth out.
one of the times. Yeah. Well, actually, yeah, only once. But I had gotten all of 4 out, and my face was the size of a balloon, and I couldn't speak, and people literally thought I was being rude and was also deformed on the register. So they eventually had to take me off the register because people were getting like, "Why are they not greeting me?" I was like, "Look at my fucking face! I shouldn't even be here." I was on painkillers. God, that place would work you to death, dude.
Sounds like pretty astute management at that place.
Yeah,
The summer-
That's every Wawa. It's a shit place to work. It is awful.
Every King story I told in the podcast, like my crackhead
Kings.
manager and stuff, all that was like during high school. I actually worked there the year after my freshman year, and like you said, completely blacked out. I don't remember a single day of that
It's
like
crazy.
experience. My year after my freshman year, it was
Only like if I almost died or cut off a finger do I remember it. You know what I mean? It's like everything else is just a blur.
The only shit I remember from my GameStop days, which was probably my least favorite job I've ever had, because it was the one that lasted the longest. I only remember the times that I got really angry, and they're not even funny stories anymore. They're just ones where somebody was a complete dick to me, and they just pissed me off so much that it just stuck with me. So I don't have any good stories from that place. There were good stories to have. It's just that I don't remember any of them.
Did you ever fuck anyone in the GameStop after hours?
No, that would be an
curious.
example of a good story. And,
Oh, yeah.
And then after you finished them, you offered a warranty.
You said they could bring it back in 30 days if they weren't satisfied.
She brought it back in 30 days.
Oh,
She was not satisfied.
or 9 months later, rather.
Did you
So
offer
God.
to resell them the experience for 90% of the new cost?
yeah. I'll give
If I had
you
a kid
much
during the
worse
time I was working
experience.
at GameStop, which was like before I was 21 about, I wouldn't be on this podcast. I would have killed myself.
Yeah,
Fuck
True.
that.
the GameStop in our mall just closed. R.I.P. No more
Oh.
GameStop. Rip.
Well, if the
Where am I
internet
gonna-
and Reddit hadn't been so fucking gung-ho about the Xbox One stuff, we could have get rid of all GameStops.
Yep,
But you had
that's
to
true.
fuck it up, internet, like everything else.
Yeah, good job.
Shit.
Why would you want Steam for Xbox, Scott? Why
I
would
would-
you want that?
I wouldn't want that. I get that it's all empty promises until it actually delivers, but yeah. Anyway.
Well, it wouldn't have delivered for years. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it would have taken a long time.
Yeah. Actually, Vin in chat, my best friend Vin, who also worked at the same GameStop, reminded us that we took in a used copy. I forget what game it was. I think it was some JRPG. It was like, it was Star Ocean Till the End of Time, I think.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
And somebody came and bought a used copy, and the mom returned it fucking furious. We would get angry parents all the time returning stuff because, like, we sold the kids some game that they considered inappropriate or whatever. This woman was furious. And we're like, what the fuck? It's like a, cheesy JRPG. And she's like, look at this. She fucking throws it down. And we're like, what's the problem? She opens up. She goes, look through the manual. So we flip through the manual. There is a used condom in the manual. You don't flip the manual and make sure that shit's okay. You're just like, all right, whatever. It has the manual. The disc looks good. Whatever. And then we just throw it right back on the shelf. And somebody got a fucking used condom in their manual. That is a real thing that happened.
Bearded Villain just said it's a pre-order bonus. Jesus Christ! Wow, that's epic. That is fucking epic. Yeah, it's weird how when you work like shit jobs that like when because you're always like, whether it's high school or college or like, this is not what I want my career to be. It's just your brain has an amazing way of just blacking it out. I think it's coping mechanism. Like, it's like,
or the don't care, it's like you shouldn't expect to find like random horrible shit sometime at like a crap chain restaurant or something.
Right.
Like when I bled in the salad bar at that diner, and I was just like, you know what? I don't even give a shit. Like, it's just like this ice is now tinted red. That's being used for
I hope this was after you like double checked and confirmed that you did not have HIV.
It was up in the air still at the time.
I'm not saying that in a joking way. Like, I'm serious. I really hope that was...
No, I knew at that point. Yes.
Okay.
It's like, well...
I'll try to make
we won't go into that sad story on this podcast, but no, nothing was, as far as I knew, nothing was wrong with me at the time. I could have had TB or something. That would have been hilarious. But no, I got cut peeling potatoes, which is like a fucking prison job, but I had to do it there every day. And I cut myself, and then they were like, "Dan, get up here and do a salad bar now." So I'm done. All right, well, fuck you then. You're not gonna give me time.
It's getting bled the fuck in.
Yeah. Now your ice looks like there was a murder in the salad bar. So sorry.
One of the like oh shit moments I had at a call center. I was working Christmas Day because it was the pay was just too much when I was working at this call center, and Dan, when you take calls, you talk shit about people 24/7. It's just mute, and then you talk shit. Oh my god, this fucking idiot next to me. Well, it was totally dead, and I thought I was gonna get through the entire Christmas with maybe like one call. And I'm about to leave. It's like 5 minutes till my shift's over, and the phone rings. I'm like, fuck, do I take it? Do I pick it up? I'm like, yeah, that's why I'm here. I pick it up. It's this dude with this very complicated. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to solve this problem, but he really wanted to solve. So I, for some reason, thought I had hit the mute button before. I had one other colleague working with me, and I looked over and I go, this fucking idiot on Christmas? Are you kidding me? What could you possibly be doing on Christmas? Do you have no family? Do you have no life? Like, I was going off.
This, by the way, is the nightmare scenario of every help desk
right?
person.
Everybody's
ever.
in customer service. This is your worst nightmare.
Yeah, this is the worst. I look over at my buddy, and all of a sudden I see my buddy's eyes get big, and he's pointing at my phone. And it's very clear that the mute button is not red, and that and that I'm just spewing this to the person. And then I hear a cough. It's like, oh, and I'm like, dude, I'm done. I'm fired. This is it. This person's gonna get me fired. And instead of getting angry, I felt even worse. The person just totally backpedals, like, oh, I'm so sorry. They apologized to me after I talked shit to them. And then I felt so bad, and I was like, oh, no, I'll help you with your problem. They're like, I'm so sorry. They're like, I didn't realize you were almost off your shift. And they proceeded to just totally go backwards on everything they'd said, and they just got off the phone. They just hung up. I was like, are you sure? They're like, yeah. And they hung up the phone.
Well,
So I felt, not only did I feel bad, but I was happy I didn't lose my job. But that was like the worst. I just, that feeling in your stomach, and you're like, oh, fucked up. This is it. This is the end.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I used to work my first call center job. I now work essentially a call center, but not really. But I worked at Pitt.
You work in a classy call center.
Yeah, a very classy call center where you don't take that many calls actually. But
But the people that are calling you are very wealthy.
Yes, and very powerful. I have people call and be like, listen, I make $1,000 an hour. Like, they will literally say this to me. I make $1,000 an hour. So you got like 10 minutes to fix this. And you're costing the client money. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, dude. But anyway, I worked at Pitt. And this is actually a good job to have in college, all those of you who are college age. I don't know if, I'm assuming lots of colleges do this. They have like alumni fund drives at college. And you'll have current students that work in the call centers. And you just call people. And like try to get money from them, and so we would just come like this is every Pitt alumni ever was on these lists. So everyone that ever went to the University of Pittsburgh was on these lists, and we had people names that would come up where we would just fucking hang up. Like the call would ring once, and we just be like, I can't talk to this person. So I had. And we used to name the people in the game Champions of Norath, which I've talked about. We used to name our characters in Champions of Norath after people we had called in the call center. Because like there was a woman who graduated from the University of Pittsburgh named Cinnamon Dynamite Jenkins.
Oh, that's my cousin.
Came up on my list, and I was just like, I can't talk to this person. I can't do this. And I was just like, who would name their child? What this has to? My first thought.
Genius.
My first thought initially was this has to be a stripper. There's no other occupation if your name's Cinnamon Dynamite.
Or the star of a blaxploitation film.
Yeah, there's only that's the only two options for your entire life.
Yeah, literally nothing else.
Well, my previous job had me going through a lot of mailings lists, and I came across the name Jesus Areola.
The Jesus nipple, the mythical Jesus nipple. Yeah, we had that. Yeah,
it will save you from your sins. This nip. Oh man.
Suckle from the teat of righteousness.
From the teat of the Lord. Righteousness.
Also, after whatever that woman that named her baby Apple.
Yeah.
She just a flood of Apple babies just everywhere.
Oh yeah, the celebrity that named
Gwyneth Paltrow, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm really up on my celeb news, bros. So there you go.
TMZ fan. Let's pull it up. See what Paper's doing.
But yeah, that
Asby's off life support, so that's fucking sweet.
That's good. That and Yenis to Jesus was the only other good name we had. But we made the shaman witch doctor Yenis to Jesus in Champions. He was a fucking monster. Jesus nipple though. Jesus, that does need to be a Binding of Isaac item. That is a good call.
Oh, yeah.
That's an excellent call. We played some games probably this week at some point.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we were just bantering about our former past lives. But yeah, we do. Yeah, I think we gamed. What did you... Let's start with you, Daniel, because we never start with you.
All right.
What did you do?
I played some Payday 2, which is a goddamn good game, let me tell you. And I think a lot of us on here have played it, or maybe just me, Nick, and Nick. But Payday 2, guys,
wasn't even able to get in by the time you guys were done.
I said this last week when I played the beta, but all they've done is improve literally everything about Payday 1 and then make Payday 2. They were just like, they didn't try to do anything crazy, or sometimes
How do you make a good sequel?
Just improve on everything. Yeah, that's what you should do. Look at Dota 2. It just thieved everything from Dota and made another game.
Well, Dota 2 is not necessarily about gameplay improvements. It's about the systems improvements.
I know. I'm just saying. What I'm saying though is it's essentially Dota.
Yeah,
it's not.
It's a better make.
I'd say a better equivalent in a more recent time period was Sanctum 2. Sanctum 2.
Sanctum to Sanctum 2. Okay.
A pretty solid improvement.
So
over the first game.
Like Spider-Man to Spider-Man 2.
Right, and even to Spider-Man 3.
Oh, God.
Continuing the improvements.
Spider-Man 3 of MOBAs is going to be that Dead Island thing that they're working on. That's going to be the
That's when
Spider-Man
it finally
3
kills it. But Payday 2...
Might be a little bit unfair to Spider-Man 3.
Now, I know Orb is like 60, 70 levels deep in this game at this point.
So they're doing the
fucking
farming
hard.
thing.
He was
They're
like
doing
level
farming
200 something in Cube World.
I mean...
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was so hard.
But what
it's all about playing that overkill and getting in and out of missions in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, you do overkill on the jewelry store thing, and you can do it in about 30 seconds. It's grinding and farming.
That is exactly what I did. My one friend is super high level in that game, and he's the only person I've played with so far. I'm now level 25, and he dragged me along on this jewelry store mission, and I'm level 25, and I have no fucking idea what the game is like.
So I heard they are fixing some stuff. They're adding female characters. I heard new enemies. There's
I wouldn't call it a fix.
Nice. They're adding female characters. Copy COD, or you fucking losers.
There's DLC for the whole year planned out, which I'm okay with this game. Because
$29. You can give me $30 worth of DLC, and I'm fine with it.
Exactly. The game is $29. And I had a lot of fun playing it. I mean, we failed horribly at stealthing shit. I played with Nick and some other people on Tuesday on stream, and we played there's missions that are 3 days.
I don't think stealth is very possible at low level.
No,
it's not in that fucking game.
But in the first game, grinding levels essentially just netted you new guns, and it took forever on Payday 1 to level. But on Payday 2, you actually see gains. You can see level. You have different trees you can go down. You can respec at any time for some cash.
So much more polished than the first
Yeah,
game.
you unlock weapon attachments, you unlock different guns, different setups. And I haven't gotten to play it since because I stream so much. Also, I've been obsessed with Skullgirls all week, but that has been the main problem with me playing anything else. But yeah, so Payday 2 I played. Monday I played some WoW, and man, the leveling is not very fun in the second area of Pandaria. But
but after you get through that zone, that's the 4 wins or whatever, Valley of 4 Winds. It's fucking the worst.
Because the first one was good.
Everything after that's great.
The first zone was good, and then the second zone was terrible so far.
Yeah,
but
everything after that's awesome.
But I am gonna get my farm soon, so I'll join Mark. I'll sham no wow in our farming. So
Harvest Moon.
Mark, what did you do this week? Well, and then every time I ask him, oh, I just farming, dude, farming a WoW.
Just farming some WoW, dude.
Yeah, no big deal.
Mark, you should just turn your YouTube channel into, if you're listening, into just farming WoW tips and tricks.
Just change your name to World of Harvest Moon.
Yes. I grow dank crops thing. But yeah, Payday 2 definitely the highlight. The 3-day missions are sweet. I would rather do those than the jewelry heist all day every day. Nick and myself and a couple other people did the Framing Frames mission, which is a 3-part thing. It was awesome. The heists are more involved. Yeah, you get the story once, and that's the whole story of the heist. But still, it's way more involved than the first game ever did.
I got a question. Did they open the first game at all to modding, or was it closed?
No.
Could you?
No.
Because this is a perfect example of a game that would live on forever if they allow modders to get in and create custom missions. It would never get old. So I feel I don't know if they'll end up doing that, but that would be perfect because obviously, and they can just keep making new content.
And the thing is, that is their own engine, so they don't really. Right. I don't believe they have to get licensing from anybody to kind of do that kind of thing. But
just will they?
I think they probably would.
Can constantly pump out DLC for because I'm sure the design process for a new mission. It's isn't very severe. It isn't very intensive. It doesn't take that long. You just throw out a new mission for $2.99 every month or something like that. You can keep the game going for a long time.
Because if you go by the random sort of number that we figured out the one time for value for money, if you go for $1 an hour, $3 for a mission's pretty good actually. Because of all the if they did something like that, because you can go back to different difficulties. You'll farm it for a bit, try it different ways. That's the other thing is Payday 1 stealth, just not a thing at all. Not a thing at all in any of the missions, except for that last one they put out. I don't even remember this, Nick. I know I played it with you. The Left 4 Dead mission. You could you could take out all the cameras and stuff and not get cops for a while. But that was the only one.
Yeah, it would just delay it. But
but you couldn't do it in Payday 2. You can if you have high level characters.
It's still difficult.
Yeah, but you can do it. So I highly recommend it. I think it's worth $30. I think that's a great price point for a game like that too, because it's not coming out with some $100 million marketing budget behind it and all that shit.
See, the weird thing is, it was released on hard copies for consoles as well, which kind of weirded me out because it's a $30 game. You usually don't see $30 games. Sometimes you see $50 games, $40 games, but not a lot of $30 games in hard copies. I thought that was a little weird.
I think
Yeah, not as just like download it from the market.
Yeah,
Probably
I thought
gotta get a deal on
I knew
production
it
or
was
something.
being made for Xbox and PS3. I assumed it was going to be a digital release, but
Right.
Yeah.
it's cool.
Is it on
Probably
360?
just gotta
It's just on
get a deal.
PlayStation 3, isn't it? Or is it
It's on
on
360.
No, it's on Xbox as well.
is it?
Polygon's review was done on 360,
$50 on console,
which I was
Okay.
like, what? but yeah, I think it's pretty cool. It's a great game. It's fun. Above all, as I've said about some recent games like Call of Juarez and some other games just fucking fun. Like, yes, there are some bugs and some farming, tricks you can do and that kind of thing, but it's just a fun game. But my obsession this whole week has been Skullgirls. I've just been grinding away at Skullgirls. Great fighting game thus far. It really sucks that it's not like played on any tournaments, but
What's the reason it hasn't gotten picked up?
I don't know,
You think people aren't playing?
because to me, I don't know if Blacklight will agree. To me, it feels the closest to Marvel of like any game. Like,
I guess so. It kind of feels like a combination to me between Marvel 1 and Marvel 2, which is a very good thing. It kind of has that low ceiling that Marvel 1 had, in that a super jump doesn't go very high. Whereas Marvel 2 is a surprisingly vertical game. When you super jumped with a character, I know this sounds like minor, but this was a huge part of the game feel for Marvel 2 for me. When you super jumped, you went like 90 feet in the air. And a lot of the game was like what characters called in supers from the sky. Like Blackheart has a super where he calls in meteors. So like you would actually be able to control. You would have to worry about being able to control 3 times the height of your character, which was an interesting little gameplay mechanic. But Skullgirls is very low to the ground, which is probably better overall. But to me, it feels like a combination of Marvel 1 and 2.
Like speed-wise, and you can, I know from playing online matches, if you get hit once by somebody who's good, you may die. There's close to infinite combos in this game.
I don't know.
You
if I
can
agree
burst
with
out.
that.
You can burst out. I was watching the some Evo highlights, and the creator was on it, and he was like, "You can infinite people if they don't burst out of it. Like if you're good enough, you can infinite people. But getting hit once hurts a lot if you're playing against somebody good."
There are really long extended combos. There aren't really very many infinites because there is an anti-infinite system in the game. But you can the game is very focused on resets because you can only do a set amount of damage. It's not like Marvel where you can get a character 100% to 0 just by burning the meter and calling in a million assists and chaining things together. There aren't any touch of death scenarios, but you will get hurt very badly. You can maybe take like a third damage, or depending on how big your team is and how much health your characters have, you can end up taking something like a third damage or half your life in damage off of one combo. But then the whole point of the game is every character has multiple reset opportunities.
Right.
Whereas in other games like Marvel, a lot of characters will have like one common reset they use, maybe like 2 or 3. But in this game, every character has very, very many, maybe like as many as like 4 opportunities, even without assists, just to go for some sort of reset and get another combo.
Yeah,
which is really fun.
I'm also already better at Skullgirls than I was ever at Street Fighter. I don't know why, but the controls feel so much better to me.
It's an easier game, definitely.
Yeah, I mean,
Street Fighter 4 is much more technical.
Yeah, it feels good to play. I have won a handful of online matches, which has been cool for me. I've been able to get combos off, and also the tutorial. This is what I love about Skullgirls. If you haven't gotten into fighting games and you want to get into it, the tutorial on Skullgirls is the way to do it. They show you literally everything about the game and about fighting games and about just fighting games, in general. Yeah. And it lets you try everything a million times to do it that way. I've went through the tutorial 3 or 4 times, so it's been awesome. And I find myself just wanting to play it all the time, just going to online matches and play, even though I know I'm going to get killed, but I just feel like getting better. In that way, it feels a lot like a MOBA, in that the learning curve, because it's a fighting game, the learning curve is very high.
And you're going to get demolished.
Yeah, you're going to get demolished when you start. That's just the way it is. But I have fun getting demolished because I learn something most of the time. I learned something about how to do something differently, or block, or block in certain situations, or certain combos, and so I'm pretty obsessed with it at this point. So I just want to keep playing it all the time.
You heading to Evo then?
Yeah, right.
See you at Evo.
I did find out that Pittsburgh has a weekly at CMU. So when I get confident enough that if I'm winning like half my online matches, I may show up there at some point. But I don't know what games they play, so they probably don't play Skullgirls, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not a very popular game, and I don't understand why. It is really good.
Yeah, it's really entertaining to watch. I think
it might just be because there's people who have Street Fighter and there's people who have Marvel, and there's just not enough room because like Skullgirls is kind of between more towards the Marvel side. What I think
is retarded is that I watched Summer Jam this weekend, which was the first big tournament after Evo. Was this weekend. It's not even that big, but compared to some of the others, but they had. I don't get why like Soul Calibur 5 and DOA have stream time. Like, it's not that I don't like the games even, it's just like nobody fucking plays. Like the pool is like 30 people. Games. Yeah. The pool is like
physics.
The pool is like 30 people for those games. Yeah, Mugen is the best. Also Salty Bets is most of my week. That's just
oh my god,
it's fucking Salty Bets.
It's so
eating
brilliant.
Me alive. Jesus.
I'm sorry, it's just fucking amazing.
It is fucking amazing.
The best idea ever.
Yep. It really, and it's executed well. I mean, when it works, the execution of the idea is pretty well. They just need to make things more reliable. I mean, not that I'm not sympathetic to his plight of growing like 1,000 times larger over the course of a week, but it's when it works well.
We had me and Nikon and I think Blacklight for a little bit. I may have gone to bed, but Blacklight and Chaz and Mike Pollack were sitting on Skype just salty betting and drinking. Like, it was just like, it was awesome though. It's just like $20 on fucking Megatron. Yes, all in on this is Broom Waifu. You got to bet it all, obviously.
Ches gets mean when he's on salty bet, man. Ches takes that shit seriously.
Ches gets so fucking upset.
He is salty bets.
Yep.
Ches equals salty bet.
I was up so much, fucking bet it all, and fucking, I don't even remember what it was. Lost everything. I'm at $28 now. I'm definitely becoming Illuminati at some point here, though. It's too much fun not to.
The guy, honestly, it's not a lot of money, and the guy earns it. Honestly, I feel like whatever money he's making from this, good for him.
This is what I've been saying to people, and I have half the people I work with now are just on salty bets all the time.
Yeah.
This is what I've been saying. The programming he did for this, like, don't underestimate what he has done. Automating all this and getting the betting system working, like, it's pretty incredible, to be honest.
Did we talk about this last week? Did we explain to everybody what this is exactly? Because we're kind of assuming that everybody knows.
I think we did. We talked a lot about salty bets last week.
I think we did, yeah.
The best thing about it, though, is, like, you don't even have to bet. Like, you can just watch these stupid fights.
Yeah, I love it, and I don't fucking even bet at all. I just love watching the matches.
Well, it's just entertaining.
Where the fuck is Little B, though? Why has nobody created him yet?
See, I'm considering, I really want to learn how to create characters in Mugen just to put characters in there. Just because of some of the ideas I've had for characters. I want to take Rare Akuma and just reskin him to look still look like Akuma, like all muscular and demonic, but have, like, woman multicolored hair and a skirt and just call him Waifu Akuma. And
Waifu Akuma
will have to bet him.
Yeah, always bet Waifu.
Always bet Waifu, always bet Akuma.
Always never bet Dragon Ball Z.
Oh,
except when you do.
Except when you should.
Except when you should. That's the other rule. But no, seriously, way too many fucking hours on fucking salty bet.
It's something to have open all day at work.
I leave it on all day at work. It's on for like 10 hours a day. It's
so good.
But, yeah, so that's essentially what I have done this week. Skullgirls, Payday 2, Salty Bets.
I'm disappointed I didn't get to fight you in Skullgirls when you were streaming it.
Dude, those lobbies are broken right now.
They are. They are
really
Fat
broken.
Attack. The Fat Attack curse is real.
Yep. Lobbies just crash the game, but you don't even get a crash message. It just closes. But it is in beta. But
just quits.
But, yeah, that's been... I bought a couch, too. Yesterday.
Oh, I did. I saw your tweets about being very nervous.
Yeah, I don't like spending money. So
yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah,
couch is important.
I don't either, unless it's for my computer. I don't care what I.
Yeah, man, you were saying that.
Else, like, if I spend like $60 on something that's not for my computer, I feel like sick about it. It's not a lot of money. It's really not that big of a deal, but I feel sick about it.
Yep.
Yeah. That buyer's remorse is real. Oh man. All right. Well, what about you, Blacklight? What have you been playing?
I got to play a little bit of Skullgirls as well. While Dan was streaming, I jumped into the lobby where I became notorious. I'm the guy in Skullgirls since I have some fighting game experience, and fighting games are relatively new on PC. A lot of people who are PC gamers don't play a lot of fighting games because we just haven't gotten many. So I became that guy when you got matched against me.
You were like, fuck.
Everyone went, oh, god damn it.
Yeah.
So I'm disappointed I didn't get to toast Dan on his stream, but
Yep.
I'm
Oh,
okay.
that's toast.
No, he would
Dan?
destroy me.
I know, Dan, but you can't say that. Come on, Dan.
I mean, I would give him a better. Actually, I would give him a better fight now than I would have that night. So,
Yeah.
But who are you playing? Who are you playing again?
I'm currently just maining the straight one character Philia.
Yeah, I do Philia as well.
And I'm thinking about picking up Misfortune or maybe someone like Parasol or Valentine, one of those kind of slower, long extended combo characters, and doing a 2-person team. I like Sarabella because I've always been partial to grappler characters, but I can't get into her for some reason. I find her zoning game, her ability to overcome zoning, very difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely when you're trying to get that CS. MF's ult though is really good for wave clear. Me too.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
MF's
get her
great.
with, get her with the Zac.
Ult's
MF and Sona bottom is really solid.
Yeah, that was actually kind of funny when I was talking about when I was first getting into the game. I was like, "Oh, I really like Misfortune. She's really cool because they also have a character named Misfortune." And in Skullgirls, she's a cat girl. They have a lot of like anime art. Like she's a cat girl who's undead and is unable to die. So her body splits. She's a zombie cat girl, and she's part of her way of comboing. Is she throws her head at you and then kicks her head around to deal extra damage as part of her combos.
And she can,
I was talking about that. And somebody was like, "Oh, you're playing League again?" I was like, "What Misfortune do you know that cuts her own head off?" I was specifically talking about her.
She can combo you into her head, so she can like trap you between her head and her.
Yeah,
and that's when it gets rough tims.
She can actually set up her own unblockables with her own head, but it's risky to keep her head off because she can take extra damage that way. But there's some, huh?
Yeah, nothing. My boner is confused.
Not sure how to feel about this. So there are some interesting little subtleties to that game, like when she cuts off her own head or throws her own head at you, and then her body does a super, her head will cheer on her body, which I don't know, little things.
Yeah,
like
there's
that.
little animations in that game that are great.
Yeah, they tickles me, but yeah, got to go with my main girl Philia. She's definitely my waifu, and I really like Samson, the character that's attached to her head. I love the character design in that game just overall. They kind of have that anime thing going on, but it's a little bit more unique than that, and they kind of take those character archetypes and just sort of turn them on their head, which I really appreciate. They have the grappler character, but the character herself is actually very like slender and tiny. It's this giant thing on her head that does all the grappling, things like that. Yeah. I also got to play a little bit of Payday 2, as we discussed, and like I said, I have no sense of what that game is even like, because my one friend just forced me to farm the jewelry robbery, that's over and over, and now I'm level 25 and I don't know what the game is. I feel like what else did I play? I feel like there's something I'm forgetting. Oh, I've actually been playing a little bit of CS:GO. I've been playing some gun game, getting my dick toasted on that. But I really like CS:GO. I don't know why. I've never really been into any other Counter-Strikes, but I still need to actually get into some real matches. I think Arms Race is a great way to learn how hit detection and things like that work, because you don't have to wait until the next round. You don't die once and then you have to wait till the next round. It's much more deathmatchy.
Yeah.
But once now that I'm starting to get a feel, like it's no longer like how did I only deal that much damage to that guy? I no longer feel like that, which is I think a common problem with people starting with Counter-Strike. Now that I'm kind of past that phase, I need to start.
The reason you're doing that much damage, the reason you did as much as you did, when you feel you should do more, is because it's not 128 tick servers. That's the problem. 64 tick servers are fucking terrible.
I have no idea what you
can't
just
do
said.
anything about it. Exactly.
John, you're speaking French to me.
The shots that you're hitting, that you think you're hitting, are actually hitting. They're just not being registered by the server because the game's shit.
I didn't know you spoke French. Please take me out to dinner. No,
I made to 128 tick.
I understand.
Go play
But,
on a 128 tick public server, and you'll see exactly what I mean.
Okay. Well,
You can find them very easily.
I just kind of fell out of love with CS:GO. It's kind of like it's people in chat just use the word Down syndrome. I feel like it's weird because it's weird to say that because it's had the most support and most love of any really for Counter-Strike in a long time. But I just watch it and like Source had its issues, but Source, when everything was maxed out and you were speccing Source, it looked sexy even with the shitty hitboxes, and even 1.6 kind of in the same way. And I just feel, I don't know if it's John, you always talked about how the gun models are retarded, like the way the M4 is held.
That's what it is. That's all
Like,
it is.
yeah, it's
charming,
like just,
though.
it looks
The
retarded.
screen
Like Left
shake
4
is
Dead.
bad. The
Oh,
muzzle
you're
flash
I'm
is
sorry. I
bad.
thought we were still
The
talking
gun
about
models
Source.
are
and how
bad.
Source looked
It makes
fun.
for a bad
Yeah.
viewing
Yeah.
experience.
Well, like
Yeah,
we
the
switched to
spectator
Source, Scott, the other night.
We
It was just
did,
Like
and
I
it was
felt
so much
so
more
much
fun.
better when it's
I
like
know.
Source was.
It's weird, and it sucks because Go. I mean, I'm glad Go's getting like some competitive, like it's getting some juice now. But and the spectator stuff's awesome and all that. I just wish. I guess now it's like in retrospect, I wish they'd just messed with the Source engine and kept that kind of visual style and just upgraded it. They could do all the other stuff too, but whatever. I'm just kind of not enamored with Go at all.
Yeah,
So I just don't have fun playing it like I do with Source. I don't know how to explain it.
I
It's
think
just
that
not-
I
it's
think that is the
different.
main thing. It's very hard to explain, but it's just I
Yeah.
don't hate CS:GO at all.
No.
I just like Source better.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. I know.
Like
It is weird. It's a weird kind of line.
I mean, I kind of missed the whole Counter-Strike gaming when Counter-Strike was big, and Go is kind of a good jumping on point. Now, I have played Source. I don't think I've ever played 1.7, or is it 1.6? I forget what that version is
1.6,
called.
yeah.
1.6.
don't
sorry.
say one. Don't say that.
That's a
They'll
bad
come
word.
for you. They'll come
That's a
for
bad
you.
word.
They'll
Yeah,
find-
like
they'll
I
find
said,
you.
I'm completely uneducated.
I really love what they done with the Deagle as well in CS:GO. It's super solid. Fucking sweet.
Your hatred of the
Goddamn.
Deagle is.
Yeah.
I know the
It's
Deagle
just
is sacred
kills
to
me.
Counter-Strike players.
It
I don't
is.
think there's any way that they could have made it okay to you.
They could have made it do what it did in Source, and I'd be perfectly fine.
Like
It's
do
just-
damage,
which-
like actual
which is-
damage.
Yeah, like do damage, or just
Right
like when you shoot someone in the head, be like, "Where did that bullet? What? Where is it? Where'd it go?" It's
One
nowhere near
dig, the one dig
The
was
one
one of
dig,
the
yeah.
greatest, most
Dude.
orgasmic experiences in gaming.
I am quite familiar with the 1D,
The one dig on Source.
which you
Yeah,
can
and
only,
I
you
also-
can only do when they're already injured in CS:GO or they're not wearing armor or something.
Yep.
I also hate the op in CS:GO as well. Thank you, Rohan, for reminding me.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, this is not meant to hate on CS:GO.
Continue.
I was having fun with it until like a
I'm
minute.
glad you're having fun. I'm glad you're having fun with it.
It's-
I'm like
it's a
patting you
good-
on the head.
I'm playing it. I'm playing it very casually. Obviously, I'm not really taking it too seriously. I'm not looking to like get into competitive or anything. It's just a good way when I have that itch for shooters. For some reason, TF2 is not doing it for me right now. I don't really know why. It's just not.
Because
and
you're
then-
shit.
Well, that helps.
knew
That
that was
doesn't
coming.
help. That doesn't help, but I'm always shit, and I can still get into it. I don't know why. I start up TF2. I jump into a lobby, and I just sit there. I'm like looking at the class list, and I'm just like, there's not a single one of these I feel like playing right now. They need to add the 10th class, the guard dog, but so I jump into CS:GO because like what's the other alternative? Fucking Black Ops 2. I'm not playing Black Ops 2. There's like 8,000 people on at any given time, and they're all
Quake
miserable.
Live, bitch.
What?
God.
Quake
True.
Live,
so that you
real
can
life.
play with the 5
Wait,
people that are playing at that time.
Yeah, right.
There's like 18. Shut up.
18 across the U.S. and like 15 of them are East Coast.
Oh,
Well,
man.
he's East Coast, so it's okay.
Yeah,
What
it's
happened
true.
with Quake Live? It just wasn't it like doing well for a while when it first came out.
The issue, I mean, the pro players left because there's no money involved in it, and the learning curve is pretty intense when it comes to Quake. So
Yeah.
new
Yeah.
players come in and they just get absolutely crapped on by people who've been playing Quake for like 10 years.
Yep.
And they're not going to stick around.
Yep.
It's like
Yeah,
trying to
It's
play
a
Dota.
difficult game even for
That's-
me to get into because the matchmaking puts me with a bunch of people that are better than I am. And so you basically...
Or way worse to the point where it's not fun.
Yeah, it's
That's
very
kinda-
difficult with such a small
We're
population
both-
to actually
We're
get a
both,
good
Brandon and I
matchmaking.
both. Brandon and I both are like in this position where the bad players are just absolutely terrible. The average players, we generally shit on them, and then the good players are 10 times better than us.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like,
Basically,
you
I'm
know.
good enough to get into a skill bracket that I can then not hang at all. I can get to the skill bracket, but once I'm in that, I don't even know what the name of it is or like where it is in comparison. But I could feel right when I moved up, all the servers that I get match made into, I just get destroyed. So
That's definitely how I felt about.
You're probably in the highest skill bracket because that's what I'm in, and you're just as good as I am in Quake. So.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's bad. It's the worst.
Speaking of getting match made into getting your asshole absolutely reamed, I've been playing some Dota 2, and that hurts. That hurts a lot. I so far have played 2 matches with real people. I've been playing against bots a lot to try to get the feel for the game and understand a lot of the intricacies that aren't present in more casual MOBAs, and try to find a character that I like. And so I finally built up the balls to jump into the matchmaking for a second. And the first game I got into, we destroyed because I was laned in bottom against 2 people that I don't think have ever played Dota in their lives or any MOBA in their lives, and we got absolutely fed. And one of the people that we were just completely stomping disconnected really early on. So that was one of those victories you don't really feel good about. So then I went to another game. I was like, all right, fine. All right, I'm feeling a little bit confident after that, but I don't feel good about it. So I'm going to jump into another one. And now some fucking random. But you can actually choose in that game to only match you with solo queue teammates. If you're solo queuing, which is very nice. So I went ahead and jumped into that, and now some totally random solo queue team is walking around out there somewhere wearing my asshole as an anklet because we got destroyed so fucking bad. I was like, Mommy, I don't want to play anymore. I want to go back to League. Please help. It was awful. It hurt. It hurt a lot.
Yeah.
I
don't know if you... Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, unless you fiddle with your settings, which might be confusing to new people, it'll automatically either search for an all pick, which is what most MOBAs are, or a single draft. And it seems that it always wants to match me into single draft, which is it gives you 3 random heroes. I think 1 hero of each classification: strength, agility, or intelligence, and you have to choose from those random characters it picked for you. I'm not really crazy about that.
Sweet. All right, so Dota 2. Everyone's playing Dota 2. Fucking, I just saw All Sham just tell me,
all the
saying chat that he was
hype.
playing bot games. Jeez.
Yep, international
yeah, exactly.
I know Mike has been
Everyone
playing
getting
bot
hype.
games as well.
Yeah,
Yep.
Nice. All right, cool. Well, we should speed up this section because we're not even ever going to get to the news after an hour. I'll go real quick. Payday. I've been playing and I've gotten back into League. RIP. And that's about it. A bunch of other stuff at work, but Xbox titles that are miscellaneous. Oh, obviously Call of Duty. The new Call of Duty I played this week for 5 hours actually on console, but we don't want to talk about that on this cast, I'm sure. Nick,
Well,
we got that coming up.
yeah, we got that
oh
coming
boy.
up.
Okay, we can't escape it. All right, Nick, what have you been playing?
Dota 2 Smite, Payday, Mirror's Edge. There you go.
Well played.
Damn. No, Nick
John.
Fenton. Let me. Oh, god damn, dude.
Wow.
Go.
TF2,
Gone.
TF2, Dota 2, Quake Live, World of Warcraft, and that's it.
Sweet. Brandon?
League of Legends, ARAM,
Family.
CS:GO. Yeah, family.
You've
Hillary
been playing the
moved
family,
in, so.
the game of life. How's that?
Well,
You've been
my
playing a
mom and
lot.
sister visited last weekend, and then the day after they left, Hillary drove in with her parents, and they were here this weekend. So, yeah, I've been trying to gaming basically late at night when everyone else is asleep.
Yeah.
Real quick, Nick Fenton told me he wants to try to start speedrunning Mirror's Edge.
Do it.
That'd be
There you
fun.
go.
Shit.
That would be
I
fun.
love
as
watching
shit.
speedruns.
I hope he does it. I
Yeah.
hope he does
I'd
it.
watch Mirror's Edge too.
Mirror's Edge is a weird game to speedrun because compared to something that's on like an N64 or something, there's
Not that
a lot
many
more
glitches?
variables. Well, there are glitches. There are lots of glitches. It's then I would have to learn the glitches, and the community for Mirror's Edge is also a lot smaller.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's hard to get to research how to be faster at that game. So you kind of have to dig a little bit into the internet and like, I don't know. It's something I'd like to do, but
If there's
actually
anyone
time
who can dig
myself.
into the internet, it's you.
That's true.
Yeah. You can find it. I have faith in you.
You found
Perfect.
other shit that no one
Yeah.
believed existed. So
Steve Irwin
There's shit.
memes,
There's
so-
shit on my phone that I can't show people that Nick Fenton has found. So let's be real.
yeah. So
They can find it.
all right, guys. Since we sped through the end of that, we're gonna go ahead and take a 2-minute commercial break and then come back and talk about Call of Duty. Yay!
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
I can't wait for this discussion.
It's the only reason I came on tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought we were kind of going for a longer discussion.
No,
based
you
what
no,
we're
we
playing.
are. We are.
No,
Scott,
it's fine.
Scott
We
is on
usually
limited
do. I
time.
just-
That's
yeah.
all. Scott was on
It doesn't-
limited time, and he's actually played
Oh,
Call.
right.
Well, here's the thing: Scott's on limited time. He's actually played Call of Duty. The new one. So like it would
Gotcha,
make
okay.
sense if we did that while he was here.
Yeah, yeah. My bad.
I have a feeling I'm just gonna be like, it's another Call of Duty game. But
Well,
but
can you
we'll
say
see.
it's not?
Hey, it was huge news this week. So
Yep.
I followed T-Mart vicariously through the rest of the internet.
Oh, okay.
God, it was hilarious. Good times on Twitter. Oh yeah, that's a good news story. Whoever added that second one in there, that was probably Brandon. Yeah. Yes. God, I just want to play Skullgirls right now. That's what I really want to do.
Scott gets a free copy of Call of Duty on Xbox. That's pretty
And
sweet.
I get the full. I get to have that camera you wear on your head too for free. That edition. It's gonna be sweet.
You know what they say in
Saves
the
you the hassle
internet?
of buying it like you
know
were
what they
going
say
to.
in the business, the business that we all know about. It's called POV.
That's yes, it is called POV.
POV.
I can't wait to fuck weird
Can't.
fruit with
I
that POV
can't.
cam. And then put it online.
I was just gonna jerk off onto pictures.
Yeah, stop with the picture thing. Last night we talked about jerking
That's
off onto
actually
pictures. I don't wanna
kind
talk
of
about it.
It's
awesome.
extraordinary though, because you always see the same guy. It's always like you see the little thumbnail.
Why are you
and it's the
actively
same guy?
searching out the same guy?
I'm not
for this
searching.
picture?
He's just there.
He is omnipresent. You can't get away from him. You know, there's like a whole thing of dudes jizzing on anime figurines.
Oh my God.
Stop.
That's a whole thing. That's like a whole fucking thing.
I can't.
You would know
believe
that that's
you.
a thing. So
I mean, I
I don't
totally
know
believe
why
this.
you know that. That's probably
I used
Yeah,
to go
the
on
larger
4chan.
Ah, there you go.
you
That's
still
awesome.
go on 4chan, don't
Yeah,
you?
don't say used
No.
to like you haven't been recently.
I honestly do not. I don't really find it interesting anymore. But like
What,
a fucking
masturbating
idiot, I
on the
still
anime
go to-
But there
I still
was
go
a
to
point in
Reddit.
your life where you found jizzing on anime figurines.
Well, no, he's already bookmarked
That was kind of part of the
so
whole
there's-
experience.
Yeah.
That was just like one small facet of it. But
Like,
yes,
see, this is the thing. Like,
I
I
find
don't
it
have any problem.
fascinating.
People can jerk off on that whatever they want. My issue is when you're filming that. Like, why? I don't want to see that. I don't give a shit about
Well,
that.
it's not that
Like,
I didn't
it's
see
when
any-
you start filming yourself jizzing on an anime character that it crosses the line. Fucking jerk off on a cat. I don't care what you jerk off onto. Just don't put it on the internet for my search results when I'm looking for other shit to crank it to. But I have to see that thumbnail on Tube Galore. You piece of shit. It happens all the time, and that's what Nick's talking about. The same guy. You look
I like
up
how
some celebrity.
earlier you accused me of doing it, and
Hey.
then now you're admitting that
No,
you
I
see
agree.
it.
I know what you're talking about because if you look up like celebrity like lookalike porn, not that I've ever looked that up, but if you do, what you'll get is you'll get all these fucking a dude coming on like a picture of like Taylor Swift. It's fucking gross. And why? It's a thumbnail though, and I've already seen it. Wow, I sure shit you.
I can't.
Okay.
I can't. So
God's angry.
first news
He's-
story.
I am angry.
Let me be completely honest, really quick.
No.
So we're gonna Call of Duty Ghosts multiplayer got revealed, and let me be completely honest. I didn't even look at any of these articles. I just clipped them into Evernote to save. That's
fine.
all I
could
did.
be
Well,
your-
if
I
you're
could be
interested
your
in seeing
truth.
If you're interested in seeing a quad feed, you can go to like everybody's YouTube channel. So-
Well, I know it has female soldiers. It only took them 12 years. And Eminem is in the trailer. That much I know.
Eminem's new song is Pimp Man. That got me fired up. I was in the audience front row, dude. I started. Whew, I was like, "What is this song?" And then here
You
she
were
doing
came out.
some
It
of
was-
this?
But
Some of his
I'm
favorite
not, I'm not hating. And Scott can talk in a second because he's played it. He's played
Yes.
Call of Duty Ghosts.
on
I
Xbox.
essentially didn't even look at these because I just assumed it was going to be Call of Duty again. So I did.
Yes.
Like, I'm not hating. This is not me hating on it. I was just like, it's going to be a Call of Duty game. So I didn't read anything. So why would I read about the game I already played? I mean,
Right.
I've already played the game. Another year, it's gonna have some light shafts and shit in it, and a dog.
Right. But can't you
Like-
say? I mean, this is the cool thing to say, right? It's like it's gonna be Call of Duty. Is it gonna be Battlefield again?
Yes.
It's
yes,
gonna be
it
Battlefield
is.
again. Is it gonna? I know it hasn't been running as long as these, or the development cycles aren't the year in and year out ones that happen. But
I mean-
this is my issue, and this is my rant, and I'm as guilty as
Okay,
ragging on
go
Call
ahead.
of Duty as anyone else. So I want to make that clear that I get tired of the formula. But for me, what Activision, because their single player reveal, no one gives a shit about single player, and at E3 it was overshadowed by so many other games,
Yeah.
like Titanfall and all this other stuff. But actually, it's one of those things where it's like if you're in the audience, and I mean they know how to do an event, and I think they basically touched for the most part, they've touched everything that they can possibly touch in Call of Duty with some of these features, and actually that implement into gameplay. And it's no Modern Warfare 3 rehash where it was like, okay, cool, we got kill confirmed, but other than that, it was like, what's really that different?
That was the low point, by the way, in my opinion. Black Ops 2 is a better
Yes.
game than Modern Warfare 3.
Black Ops 2 is a good. It's just still Call of Duty.
Yeah,
it's not cut
exactly.
short.
But for me, the Infinity Ward, and even with the batshit insanity of Modern Warfare 2, I have more fun, just pure fun, playing the Infinity Ward versions. And I don't know if it's the feel of the engine or the way that all guns are fucking laser beams, but there's just, for me, I prefer that the way Infinity Ward does Call of Duty, even if it's not as balanced, and even if it's crazy, and even if it's like, okay, after a month I have to stop. But overall, with what I played, we played for like 5 hours. We were playing on Xbox One prototype or dev kits. And I had a blast. And part of it, though, could be the fact that I haven't played Call of Duty in a really long time. So it was like fresh for me. But a lot of the stuff they actually implemented, and actually a lot of the map design, the 3 maps we played were
that's
really
the key.
something.
That's the key.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
That's the key. If the maps are shit, like Modern Warfare 3, every single map was horrible. And that killed the game for the most part. So.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, really hated the gun feel of Modern Warfare 3. I feel like the hit detection was really off in that game. Something about it. And then Modern Warfare, coming off of Modern Warfare 2, which had some of the best hit detection in any Call of Duty, it just, in comparison, it was shit.
Right. Right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, and it's still, like you said, it's still Call of Duty. They're not going to change that aspect of it.
Right.
But and we were playing on LAN and stuff like that, so obviously, like the factors as far as hit detection and all that stuff, I didn't really notice anything. There was very little like, oh my god, what bullshit kind of moments. So all that remains
aside
to be
from
seen.
the fact that it has auto aim.
Well, of course, but that's just you know.
I just want to clarify.
Yeah. Of course, it had auto aim. I enjoyed the auto aim, but I don't know. We'll have to see. I think I do. But I really do think they touch so many aspects, and I think the clan aspect and a lot of the other stuff, I think they've done some good things with it. I just don't think it's popular to ever give Call of Duty any credit anymore. Activision is the big bad machine. Call of Duty is the game that's ruining video games for everyone. I'm exaggerating. I'm just using the arguments of the internet. And it also has, on the same side, it has fanboyism that makes you want to kill yourself. So it's in this weird place where it's like the people that really like Call of Duty make you want to kill yourself, and the people that hate it, you're like, okay, well, it also changed shooters, and it's become this juggernaut for a reason. So like I feel like I'm kind of in the middle, and I think a lot of you guys are too, even though we tend to joke about it.
Yeah,
like,
the only one
you know
who's
what
not
you're
crazy.
getting for what you're getting for $60, like, and you can make that decision every year. But it's still going to be Call of Duty, and I think saying that is somewhat of a cop out because it's like, yeah, but what other game isn't like its sequel?
As I said, I'm not shitting on the game saying that. I'm just saying all these reveals and this giant, like, whoa, great. Like it's Call of Duty, bros.
It's just
like,
not interesting enough anymore.
Can we break down what is tangibly different or new about Ghosts?
Here, I'll tell you right now what's tangibly different about Call of Duty Ghosts right here.
Check here, aka G-Unit, and hello, Mission. I'm a new director here today. Is an opening video a gameplay of mine, getting the world's fastest nuke in 30 seconds. Just showing you guys. Legit.
Okay.
Legit.
No, here's what I can see from these articles. There will be way more customization for your character.
Yes.
That's a tangible thing. There will be female characters.
Yeah,
that is a tangible thing.
That's kind of a throwaway, but yeah.
GG need to start using.
But here's the whole thing. Here's
stuff
what gets
that
me.
they built in an entire clan and ranking system. There's I mean, honestly, I would recommend. It's obviously PR speak because Activision's doing it and they are revealing it, so it's going to be smoothed over. How much of an impact it will have further down the line, but they've overhauled the UI. Is totally overhauled. Actually, on screen, what you actually see, I really like what they've done as far as like the kill feed, the stuff in the top right, which has all your information on it. You don't have to hit the back button or even tab if you're on PC to see the scoreboard anymore. All that stuff's always on screen for you. And then like there's lean now, contextual lean, which you can argue how big of an impact that will make. I don't think it'll make a big impact because it's fucking.
That looks pretty dumb. That looks
and you're
really
running
dumb
around,
to me.
yeah,
But
full speed. But see, this is the thing, Brandon. This is the thing where I don't think you're giving credit because they didn't have to do that at all. If they hadn't done it, people would be like, "Well, what the fuck? They're not trying." And now that they're doing it, you're like, "It looks stupid." So I don't think.
No, I'm saying contextual lean is a dumb thing. Not, like you should either be able to lean or you shouldn't. But contextual lean, like having to know the spots in the map that will allow you to lean, that seems like a dumb change. That seems like change for change's sake, and not something that is actually like going to add to the gameplay.
My whole thing is like,
Well, I can see what you're saying.
Can anyone give a good example of lean implemented on a console game well?
Gears of War.
Okay.
That's my fear. My fear that it's going to be terrible.
Like
I don't think
but-
lean's. I literally died from lean a couple times.
I don't
on
care
like a
if
search and
it's in there
destroy
or
map.
not.
That it's like it depends
So,
on the pace. Of the game.
is the movement Call of Duty?
Yes, totally.
Okay, so
Totally.
this
and the,
and
movement
the
has
engine
been,
the engine tweaks didn't fuck that up. Okay,
no,
so that's
it still
good.
feels exactly like it's very smooth.
That's
it does,
fine
the
then,
movement
yeah.
is very smooth. Yeah.
Because it does that
And
better
they-
than any other game, so it better not
They made
fuck that up.
they made a big deal about like jumping over things. You can now fire while vaulting and stuff like that, so you're not totally so you're not totally vulnerable. There's a knee slide thing which I like a lot more than the dolphin dive. Everyone loved the dolphin dive in Black Ops. The knee slide actually has gameplay. Like I guess the dolphin dive kind of did, but if you did that after you landed, it was like, well, I'm dead.
Yeah,
Whereas the knee slide keeps your momentum going, and many times people would slide into fucking B site like through a door and shoot me with a shotgun and be like in cover. So you can really use that. I feel like that'll be a big factor. I mean, gun wise, it's like pretty much the same. But I mean, the 3 maps that I played, I was actually impressed with. So I'm hoping
that's what I always find hilarious is when they're like 30 new guns. And
Yeah.
They're guns,
I mean,
dude.
Dude,
Yeah.
everything's a laser beam. It's gonna kill
They're
you.
guns in Call of Duty, dude. So I mean,
And what about the dynamic map effects?
oh
Stuff?
yes,
That's people flame me because on one of the Respawn videos I said that it was destructible, which it's not. They didn't say destructible. I think they'll have very little impact on the gameplay itself. It's like one
did you
major
notice any
map.
of them when you were playing?
Well, have fun balancing that in competitive play. That's all I have to say about that.
That's true.
Competitive play.
And well, they are supporting COD World Championships and esports again. If they'll do it as much as Black Ops 2 did, which actually, like it or not, Black Ops 2 implemented a lot of good competitive stuff in, especially spectator stuff. But I mean,
Yeah.
who knows?
There's a couple different things. There's this thing called intel that you pick up as you kill people, and it gives you like challenges to do while you're playing the game to try to make it more interesting. So it's like you kill someone, you pick up this intel box, and it'll say, "Hey, get two melee kills from behind." So it changes how you play it. So it's like people that like to check all that stuff off. It can be kind of cool. Is it going to have massive impact on the game? I don't know. One of the map changing events, there's this really small map. I forget what it's called, but there's a certain intel you can pick up, and if you complete the thing, you can drop a care package, and it basically drops this nuke that kills everyone on the other team. But then it totally changes the map, so it changes the entire layout. So the map becomes bombed out, and it's basically like 2 maps in one. So it's basically just to flip over to another map in the same game, which is kind of interesting. It's like whatever.
It's a neat
I don't
idea.
know.
I mean, it's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing that I think is a step forward, like to make the game more interesting. I'm more interested in it because of something like that than I would be otherwise. So I'll give them credit for something like that.
Totally.
Making map changes like in a smart way could be really cool.
Yeah, exactly. And that's for me. That's why I was impressed coming out of it, was because I really did feel after how comprehensive. Like it was like an hour and a half reveal, and they really did touch on every aspect. Like you said, some of the stuff like contextual lean, will it have huge gameplay implications? No, and I also don't think it's going to fuck the game up either. You're not going to be getting killed by people who are contextually leaning very often. It's just
hugely good point from the chat. I have to pull this out because it is crazy. Red Baron, read. This is the most ridiculous conversation. We're at a point where it's uncool to hate and uncool to like this game. That's like that is where Call of Duty is at this point.
Yeah, totally.
Here's my whole thing. Obviously, I always say I'm not going to buy it, and then I end up doing it anyway. But my whole thing is shooters for me. Shooters just in general, not Call of Duty. Shooters have taken a backseat to other types of games for me at this point.
I agree.
Like fighting games, like Watch Dogs, for instance, which will the whole thing is Watch Dogs, other launch titles for consoles that will also be coming out on PC, Battlefield 4, COD. They're all going to come out at the same time. I don't have $240 to spend on like 4 AAA games. So like, where's my money going to go? Is essentially what that comes down to. And if I had to say right now, it's going to be Watch Dogs. Just because that is the kind of thing that I'm into. It's not. Yeah. I mean, it's not about hating one of them. Like I probably won't even get Battlefield 4 at launch, but it's just like Watch Dogs. If my money is such at that point, then $60 is going to Watch Dogs. Like it's not going to go to a shooter because I would rather play that. So
totally. I think that's I mean, I'm the same way too. Shooters was all I played, and then I got into League and other games subsequently, and. So for me, it's not like it's not a life or death thing. Whereas if the only game you play is a shooter, then Call of Duty. I mean, if Call of Duty coming out every year and it's not up to your standards, makes you want to kill yourself, well then you should re-examine your life. But it's one of those things that you're absolutely right. There's really seemingly no middle ground now. Like I just think like if you like Call of Duty and you realize that like any shooter, it's one of the most frustrating shooters when it's not working for you, and it's one of the funnest shooters when it is. That's just a reality. And I don't think anything that any Infinity Ward or Treyarch is going to do is going to change that. It's just kind of the way it is, and they can change what they can within of the confines of keeping it Call of Duty, but it is what it is. And I don't know what people expect them to do. Like the series is starting to run its course, and I do think we're going to see a time where I think Titanfall has a real opportunity to challenge it. Coming up, we'll have to see, but it has mechs in it, so I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. I do think
that one we won't know. Yeah, but
it's going to be interesting.
All
to see.
right. Well, Scott, I think you have to peace out. Or
I
maybe,
do.
Yes. But Scott has to go stream some things for Machinima, but the rest of us will be continuing on without him and moving on. So we'll see you later, Scott.
All right. Have a good cast. Farewell.
Have fun on the Machinima stream. And we're moving on. I'm going to go to the third one here first, Brandon, because that was kind of the other. Oh, we can go to that.
We can just
All
mention
right,
it.
touch
we don't
on.
have to talk about it
All
much,
right, if
but
you did not check out the Humble Bundle this week, go get the Humble Bundle this week. EA, good guy EA, has come out. None of the money goes to EA if you don't like EA, but you get, what is it, Battlefield 3, Sims 3 with like 3 DLCs or something like that, Burnout Paradise, Dead Space 3, Mirror's Edge, and Medal of Honor, which is kind of the only
Crisis
downer.
2.
And Crisis 2 Maximum Edition. Medal of Honor being the only downer among this group, because that game's kind of shit. But
that's, you could argue.
You could take like 3 of those games out, and I still think it would be a pretty good Humble Bundle.
Yeah, for sure. And but they will probably add 1 or 2 more games, as the Humble Bundle is wont to do at some point during this this run. But right now it is at $4.82, gets you all those games, and you get Steam keys for everything but the games that are Origin only anyway, which makes sense. So if you prefer Steam, which most of you probably do, you can get Dead Space, Burnout, Crisis 2, Mirror's Edge, Medal of Honor all on Steam. The only Origin-specific games, Dead Space 3, Battlefield 3, and The Sims 3. So
the original Dead Space is a fucking great game.
Yeah, I can't wait to play through it, to be honest.
Really
I've never played Dead Space, so I'm actually quite excited.
Have fun at the asteroid sections.
I like Dead Space 2 a lot too, but Dead Space 3 was apparently didn't really live up.
You know the parts of Dead Space 2 you wish were a little scarier?
Yeah.
That's all of Dead Space 3.
You're just like the whole time waiting for the...
Yeah. It's an action game.
Dead Space isn't the kind of game you can go into and expect to have a great horror experience. It's a bloody action game.
The first one I've heard is pretty terrifying.
The first one is, well, at the time...
It doesn't have jump scares, though. It's just a really good environmental
horror. Good atmosphere.
No, Dead Space 1 was a lot of jump scares. Like, I feel like the tension was kind of broken, because every time a monster... Like, in order to really get into your head, there needs to be a lot of unseen threat, and you have to keep like wondering when something's going to come at you. Whereas with Dead Space, you know every time something's going to come at you. 1, if there are corpses on the ground, they're not really dead, so stomp everything. And 2, when a monster enters the same room that you're in, they crawl out of the vents and stuff. It'll start playing a violin riff every time, even if you don't see the monster. You're supposed to do that shit when like you see a monster and like it snaps your vision to it. And it's like, it's like, oh shit. Instead, it plays it, and you're like, I don't see him. Okay, well, he's behind me. You turn around, blow his fucking face off because you got 400 super-powered fuck weapons in your inventory.
The audio is great, though.
The audio is good.
Yes,
the audio is good.
That's
The environment's pretty good, but it's not scary. It's got a decent-looking environment. It's just not scary. I'm sorry. If you want a scary game, play Amnesia. That game is atmospheric as fuck.
But yes, Humble Bundle, really good, and you should get it. The one caveat I can give is that if you do get it and get Battlefield 3, you almost have to get premium at this point to play. So you may want to go purchase that.
They'll probably make close quarters and stuff go free again at some point.
Yeah.
I don't have premium, and I never play it, so I guess that's a moot point.
But
it's nice that EA isn't taking any of the money.
It's made a lot of money.
Or Humble.
Yeah.
So it's almost $7 million. And EA still wins out because they get to up their Origin install numbers, which I'm sure is their goal behind all of this. But
I think it was like the quickest one to hit like the 100,000 mark.
I mean, look at the games. Look at the games. I mean, you never ever see this many AAA titles, even if some of them are older. Like that's It's a fucking good deal. Just
Someone
straight
at
up.
EA actually has some sense to start repairing their public image.
So, moving on though, Humble Bundle, to GTA 5 revealing their online trailer. We still don't know if there's a PC release, but we'll go ahead and assume that it will come out well after the console versions, probably with the next gen version. But GTA 5 online has been revealed. I think is it 16 player maximum or something like that.
Yeah.
Meaning it isn't Just Cause 2 multiplayer, so it doesn't matter. And that second link I put in here is broken, but that doesn't really matter. But you can
I was just surprised to see that it's like announced as a separate game.
Yeah. And
it's Grand Theft Auto Online, which is cool.
Yeah, and you can
that makes me think they're going to continue to support it like after GTA 5's life cycle's over. Like people stop buying the new game, they have a way to continue to support Grand Theft Auto Online while they work on GTA 6.
There's also this is a very interesting note here. Rockstar is also promising a limited level building tool that will let players create their own race or deathmatch maps. So that is pretty cool. I guess from what they said, players will be able to go into like each other's apartments. You'll be able to like show your friends your stuff, and there's tons of collectibles and all that stuff.
It's like player housing. It's awesome.
Yeah,
it's what everybody wants in MMOs, and GTA is going to have it. So that's sweet.
So hopefully it works. It's not going to launch till I think 2 or 3 weeks after the game launches, so October 1st. But of course, it is on console right now only because that is where the game is at. So yeah. GTA 5.
I just wish that they would open it up for more than 16 players.
Well, if it comes to PC, someone will mod that.
Exactly. That's what I feel like. It's like you're just basically begging for a Just Cause 2 multiplayer style mod for that. And I feel like that feels to me like a missed opportunity before it even starts. Like you already have the game. Why would you on PC, and maybe they'll do this, but like my idea would be on PC you say like, listen, we're going to up that to 200.
Right.
Or something. And, like, actually make it... Because I think they actually said the words massively multiplayer or something, either in the video or I just heard people talking about it with the words MMO. And it's like, that's not an MMO. That's MO. Yep. It's not massive.
It's multiplayer online. It's not massive.
Yeah.
But... So that looks pretty cool. Hopefully at some point here, there was a little rumor last week that during an NVIDIA shareholders call, NVIDIA had said that GTA 5 would influence GPU sales during the new console release. And that people were saying then a PC version was coming, but we still have no official word, and NVIDIA has backtracked on that since then. As well they would, probably, if it's under NDA. So...
that sounds like something they should do.
Essentially, I think it's going to come to PC. It may take 6 months or even a year, but it'll be there. And it will be better. It will be the superior version because it'll look really fucking good. But hopefully it's good anyway. It looks like they're doing a lot of cool stuff. So, but moving on, CS:GO is now TF2.
Kind of.
No, it's not free to play
officially,
yet,
completely.
Yeah, it's officially TF2, the whole game.
It actually, you hit CS:GO in Steam and it launches TF2.
It launches TF2.
I actually thought this was some of the biggest news of the week.
This was cool as fuck, I thought, anyway. They added the silenced M4, which is all that really matters. None of this, all this other shit is whatever. Silenced M4 is in the game. But they added, like, weapon chests that can drop in keys. So... You can Half-Life 2 EXE has stopped working. Thank you from the chat. There's like a bajillion skins for items now, but you can get weapons and things and resell them, just like TF2 items.
And Dota 2.
And Dota 2. So they're just monetizing it like every other Valve game, but it's cool though. I'm down with it. And CS:GO, I don't know. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Some of us like it. Some of us don't. Some of us are neutral. It is a video game. It is a video game, essentially. That is the yes. So, but pretty cool.
My thing is, I think it's unequivocally getting better.
Yeah.
Even if the game is not what people want compared to Source or 1.6, like I think it's really hard to argue that it is not becoming a better game over time.
Right.
And like I have more fun with it now than I used to, and the only reason I don't play it more now is because I don't really care to play by myself. I like to play with a group.
Yeah.
But like I just think this makes it really cool. And John was talking for the past few weeks about how he thinks CS:GO is going to go free to play, and I was kind of skeptical of that, but I am
this
pretty
happened,
fully bought into that with this, because like this is just the first step, I think, kind of testing the waters of like the sustainability of CS:GO with a TF2 or Dota 2 style model, and that's like, I think that's kind of what CS:GO needs. It needs a bigger player base, because like their matchmaking and stuff is pretty good. I like what they're doing with that, but they need that player base to be like triple what it is now.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how you get there. You eventually take off the price tag and just have it sustain itself like their other games do.
So see what happens on the free to play front with that. But yes, definitely the signs are there, I would say. And John is Nostradamus, the Nostradamus of video games. So, but yeah, so CS:GO getting more support as it goes on. And up next, some rumors from Blizzard. Diablo 3 expansion coming, which I could have told you anyway, because BlizzCon's coming up, and they will not come in empty-handed. And WoW cannot just... At this point in WoW's life cycle, it cannot be the headliner of BlizzCon. It just can't. Even if it's a new expansion, they need...
It won't be.
They need something else. So there will be a new expansion announced at BlizzCon as well, I believe, for WoW. The last content patch for Mists of Pandaria goes live soon, if it isn't already, so within the next couple months.
Next week.
Yeah, 5.4 goes live, which is the final set of dungeons, the end of Pandaria, and we already know that game will probably go up to level 100, if not more. I mean, EverQuest still gets expansions, so why wouldn't they keep going while it's making money? But Blizzard, A Dark Below was copyrighted by them, but that was updated to say Blizzard did.
They have a teaser site up now.
Yeah, they have a teaser site up with the Book of Tyrell, or Tyrael. My God, why did I say Tyrell? Book of Tyrael, and Reaper of Souls is the title of the site. So that, I would assume, is the first Diablo 3 expansion, which I am excited to play.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I'm excited to play that. I'm hoping we get a Druid class. That's what I really, really, really want, because that was probably my favorite class in Diablo 2. So I'm hoping
I'll buy that expansion day one.
Yeah, I bet you won't.
No, I will.
Will
you? We've rehashed this, but I think Diablo 3 was absolutely worth the $60 I paid for it.
I definitely
got
played
$60 worth of value out of it. I don't play it at all anymore, but I absolutely got my money's worth.
Yeah.
And the same thing with StarCraft. Like, I bought the StarCraft expansion. I played through the single player. I feel like I got my money's worth out of that game.
But
Blizzard still makes good stuff.
So the Dark Below, I would assume, is either a new game, which I doubt, or a WoW expansion reference if they copyrighted that. So I have to think it's
that
probably...
would be a cool name for a WoW expansion.
It should be a WoW expansion because Sargeras is still sitting out there somewhere, and a few other large enemies. We didn't actually kill Jaden, as far as we know, either. At the end of Sunwell, he just kind of went back into his little portal.
There's also supposed to be a water-themed expansion as well, so there's a lot of things.
And the Emerald Dream was supposed to be something on the roadmap on earnings calls years ago. So
I feel like there's so many. They've expanded that universe so much that they have so much content to draw from if they wanted to just keep that game alive for another decade.
Yep. So, and they
will.
Would
still
they
be
will.
Shit, but they can keep it going.
No, they can keep it going. Yeah, I don't care about that. I just want new areas. I just want new areas. Yeah.
I would potentially get back into WoW if it was like a good theme. Honestly, I didn't care for the theme of like Pandaria and the whole panda thing.
It's a pretty shit theme.
I just didn't buy into that from the other expansions and like the timelines for those. I thought the storyline moving into pandas just seemed utterly absurd.
I was so
hyped. Pandas have already been in Warcraft for a while, so
no, like I understood it, but I also just didn't buy into it for like me wanting to play it.
I think Mist felt a little fan servicey a bit because fans have been clamoring for Pandaren monks for a long time. Yeah. But
it definitely felt like catering to the people they knew were going to buy that kind of game. And would enjoy it, and especially adding in like the pet battles and stuff. It felt like taking the game from already a pretty casual MMO to as casual as you can possibly get.
Yeah. The thing for me, when Cataclysm was announced, I was hyped for that. Because Deathwing is fucking sweet. And then his fight sucked ass. And that kind of took the wind out of my sails a little for a while there. And then Pandaria got announced, and I just really wasn't interested. So
I could maybe come back for a WoW expansion that had a better storyline.
Yeah,
and
for
play
sure.
through all the Pandora content, after the fact.
Yep.
On my way to new, better stuff.
Yeah. So, moving on from Blizzard stuff, BlizzCon in October, all of that will be revealed, if not slightly before. But
I think some of that will probably get revealed at Gamescom.
D3 is supposed to. The D3 thing is supposed to be. That's the rumor. But moving on to a celebration for the PC gamer, or what we hope is the beginning of one.
Nope.
Ultra Street Fighter 4 has announced they're dropping support for games for Windows Live. Not going to use it when that comes out. And Microsoft almost simultaneously announced they're killing the Games for Windows Live store. Now, they did not say they're killing Games for Windows Live, but not many people use it, at least on new games don't really use it.
The only people that use it are people that don't want their games to succeed.
Right. And Street Fighter 4, Capcom pretty much threw it in everything. And the fact that they're not going to throw it on and they're going to use Steamworks instead, and the Steam matchmaking and that kind of thing for Ultra Street Fighter 4 for PC is a good sign. And to go along almost simultaneously with that news, the former director of Steam at Valve is now part of the Microsoft PC gaming division, as far as that side of things.
I don't even know what that means.
So perhaps we'll see that system go away. The Games for Windows Live store, by the way, shuts down in 4 days, so they move swiftly on that one. So that shit is going.
There weren't a lot of people to notify about that.
No, there weren't a lot of people doing that.
Dear user, we are terminating the service.
Hey,
they can
hey,
send out
Dave.
those emails by hand. Maybe a mail merge.
Dear Steven, Games for Windows Live will not be.
That's a pretty big get, though, to pull someone away from Valve. I wonder how much he's getting paid.
Yeah, he says, I've joined Microsoft, where I'll be focusing on making Windows a great platform for gaming and interactive entertainment. I don't know what the fuck that means, but congratulations. But he was at Valve for 8 years and was one of that weird round of layoffs that we covered a few months back. But yeah, so Microsoft making some changes. Hopefully, this is the beginning of the end for Games for Windows Live. But we shall see.
I feel like they'll probably try and roll whatever they do next into
Xbox One,
the Windows 8 store and or Xbox something or other.
Yeah.
Like Games for Windows Live seemed pretty redundant, given that they already have other marketplaces that they could sort of fit the PC gaming brand into if they wanted to.
So, Knack Fenton, you got this last piece of news, dude? Since you've played this game?
Guardians of Middle-earth is coming to PC, which was a console MOBA, which was, in my opinion, and in some reviews gave it some pretty positive praise, but it was pretty decent. My only qualms with the console version is that there is just no netcode. Like, it's literally like I'm pretty sure it doesn't exist, and it chugs really bad. So basically, that's my concern with the port, which is also a scary word to say. It's port, but I didn't mention it's being ported by Zombie Studios.
So that's why they hired a MOBA guy.
Yeah, that's why they hired a MOBA guy. That solves that mystery from a couple months back or whatever. So basically, I'm like the only person that's played this game, I'm pretty sure, on planet Earth. So here, this is my expert
I'm watching
opinion.
the announcement trailer right now, so I'll be right up there with you in a second.
It's basically CGI and then gameplay with no HUD, so you can't really tell anything.
Yeah,
so this is what you're going to want to look out for on Guardians of Middle-earth. These are my concerns. Performance, netcode, which you can easily do on PC because PC. PC having options like video settings, which kind of goes with performance, and mouse options, and like how it plays with the mouse because it's getting moused up.
Yeah,
and the console version was made for consoles, so it was made for controller play.
Which I thought
I'm
I
curious
saw
as to how
that. I saw
plays
that
out.
at PAX East, and I believe it might have been at PAX Prime last year, but I'm not sure. But I remember seeing it being like, is that a MOBA on a what?
It kind of proves that you can do it because it's obviously it's way less, competitive. Like it's a super casual game. Like the game is made to like matches are supposed to last 15 minutes around that.
Oh wow,
like,
that's fast.
There's no items in the game. It all like you can level up your skills and stuff. You just get XP. That's it. There's no currency. You have abilities and stuff that would be the equivalent of summoner spells in League of Legends, for most people that are familiar. They have rotations for heroes and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm excited and I'm curious as to what it's gonna look like.
So there you go. Zombie mystery solved. Yet another MOBA coming to PC. And we'll see how it goes. I don't think it says anything in there about. Was it free to play on console?
It was not free to play.
It's like $15 or something.
It was $15, and for some reason, if you are another person listening right now that owns the game on Xbox or PS3, you go to your profile. There's a button that says like info or something. You hit that button. You'll have a code. You get a copy of it on Steam.
Oh,
free.
so you get that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool actually. So if you did buy this game on console,
in my library,
you get Guardians of Miller's PC free. That's pretty cool. Not making people buy it twice. Already bought it.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah, doing a solid. And our friends at Zombie can make a good PC game. So hopefully they can
I have faith that it'll be a good.
Yeah.
Like port in terms of performance and stuff. It's just the mouse options in that type of game that's like supposed to be super fast and like really like I don't know.
Yeah. So this week's releases, and August has already been nuts, but this week is just
retarded.
If you're a person who buys AAA games, good luck this week with your bank account. August 19th, Sir, You Are Being Hunted comes out, which is a little sort of it's hard to explain, but it's like a strategy / shoot 'em up type game.
I would assume it's a game where you are being
hunted.
hunted.
Yeah, robots are hunting you, and
it
was made by a dude who worked for PC Gamer, and he made the game while he worked for PC Gamer, and then left because the game got like so much hype. He just go make the game full time. So pretty cool. So that comes out on the 19th. You can look it up. The 20th is just Doomsday. The Bureau XCOM Declassified has come out, which has only gotten really positive press from what I've heard. So that's the XCOM kind of strategy third-person type game. It's not like XCOM Unknown or Enemy Unknown. It's not like that. So if you're looking for that again, it's not the same thing. Dive Kick comes out that day as well on PC. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Blacklist comes out on the 20th, and Saints Row 4. So
the game everybody really just cares about.
Yeah, all of those are coming out Tuesday. And then August 22nd, Skullgirls actually releases, and hopefully lobbies are not buggy. So, and I think Skullgirls is decently cheap. Dive Kick should be too, but no prices up yet.
I think Skullgirls is 15, I want to say.
Yeah. So, and you get the DLC with it. I don't think you're going to have to, because Squiggly's already in the beta, and she's DLC. So
yeah, I think you might have to pre-order it to get Squiggly, but I'm not sure about that.
But there's 4 more DLC characters coming for Skullgirls. Dive Kick should be around the $10, $15, $20 mark, somewhere in there. Sir, You Are Being Hunted, again, $10, $20. I think it's more of a $10 or $12, but I'm not totally sure. The others are all $60. Saints Row 4, Blacklist, and XCOM Declassified. We will be streaming Saints Row 4 Tuesday. So forward to that. And we're going to take a couple-minute commercial break and be back with the Twitter questions and a lot of Versace, which has been copy and pasted into my document. So 2 minutes and we'll be right back.
Gotta go visit the little boy's room.
Oh wow, I just received word from chat that Saints Row 4 is discounted if you own Saints Row 3. It's pretty
Fuck,
cool.
I already bought it.
That's
nice. By $5.
care.
It was only $5 off.
Oh, well, that's fine, I guess. Wait, maybe... Oh, wait, I think it might have automatically done it for me.
It might have.
I think it did.
Did it automatically turn you into a robot?
It might. It might. That was a good fart. Solid fart. I enjoyed it. Good numbers this week. Good numbers, bros. Thank you for coming out. Those who aren't watching commercials right now and can hear me.
Good reminder to turn off ad block if you're not watching commercials.
Yes, indeed. Swag.
Nothing important happens during the commercial breaks.
Nothing at all.
You wouldn't be missing any worthwhile content, and you would be supporting a worthwhile endeavor.
Yep. Blah does have a sexy chair. I'm with you on that. That is a nice chair.
That looks like a chair that his parents owned and gave him.
And he commandeered.
I don't think he bought
also
that chair
evidence
himself.
that Blah showers. There's a towel on his bed there.
Hold on, let's not go that far.
Also that he jizzes on anime figurines, as there's a lot of them on that shelf back there.
Pretty sure all that towel shows us is that he uses a towel for something. I don't know if that's
true.
To clean the jizz off of the anime figure.
Yeah, I don't know if that's adequate evidence of showering.
We're deducing your life based on everything that's behind you in your room.
Those are all covered in semen. I can confirm that.
So we're assuming that
none of them are anime figurine. None of them are anime girls anyway. Can you count Princess Peach?
But we
I have, I think Afro Samurai. I guess I could jizz on him.
We figured your towel is there to wipe the jizz off them. I speculated it was for showering first, but then Brandon brought up the alternate point that it's probably for jizz cleaning.
I'm just saying we can't prove it's for showering by any means.
Well, I can confirm that it's those are my shower towels that I hang over the bed frame to dry, because I don't clean the jizz off. I just leave it. I like to coat it, and then I count how many coats each one has. Yeah, and they start to get like thicker.
Somewhat off. John's face is solid right now. Just like slightly disgusted, but also like I see the appeal in that a little bit.
It's like disgusted approval.
It's half disgusted, half the Obama not bad meme.
Yeah. So, Twitter questions. To Hit 'em Quit 'em asks, if you guys had to pitch the KBMOD brand to a company, what would your tagline be? I would just cut that segment as a YouTube highlight and just be like, look, we jizz on anime figurines. So
we jizz on anime figurines.
So that would be it.
I would tell them it thinks it's another cat and then just let them watch it.
Yes. Numerous times.
Yeah. Okay.
God. That's good.
All right.
I would write Kill Nick Fenton XD on a business card and give it to them.
Lay Reddit.
And he hung up. He hung up. I knew it. I knew
With
he
a
would
solid
do
picture.
It. God damn it. That picture is so good of me. Now I gotta call him back.
I would just tell him to go watch the animated shorts.
Yeah, pretty much. John had the right idea.
We need more of those.
So, we'll see if he comes back. But right now you get to look at my beautiful face upside down.
Yep.
At Bob the Red Dino asks, he had the most epic question last week, but I'm sorry, this one's not as epic, sir. What would your favorite video game character's drug of choice be? I mean, who's my favorite?
Too many video game characters to choose one favorite.
I'd give Mario some PCP. See how mean he could get, you know?
He's already jumping on turtles and eating shrooms. You need to give him more drugs?
Yes.
I was gonna say, is he not already on some kind of drug?
He's on a lot of kinds of drugs.
He's on a ton of drugs.
Yeah, I feel like he's been toking something.
Something laced. Really laced.
Yeah. He beats women.
Like this weed was laced so much, you wouldn't even say it was weed laced with something. You'd say it was like meth laced with weed. That's how laced that is.
There was some THC in these drugs, but they were mostly other drugs.
It was mostly just speedballs.
I would give Cloud Strife some Valium. See how he got through the game on Valium at that point.
Get through the game. They're like going through his tragic past. He's like, I don't care, man.
I just don't.
Cloud, tell us what the problem. How are we gonna save the planet? Just like waving people off. I guess my favorite character from my favorite game is Sid Highwinds from Final Fantasy VII from the same game, and he already chain smokes like a motherfucker. I don't know if tobacco counts, but I feel that he could definitely use some weed. He needs to chill the fuck out.
Yeah, he
Sid
does
is an
need
angry man.
Yeah, he does need to chill the fuck out.
Yeah, I could also assume he's a drinker. They never really address that specifically, but he's really intent on getting you some tea. And I feel like it might be a hottie toddy or maybe some Irish coffee or something.
Someone just said Daniel from Amnesia tripping acid, as if that game needed.
Oh, that's a brilliant idea.
Oh Lord,
actually.
dude!
That is just a horrendous combination.
Some modder out there, get on this. Get on this Daniel on acid mod for Amnesia. Good God, Gritty Mario. This is like remaking the game completely. It's just Gritty Mario. Like Gritty Mario Brothers. I'd be totally down with
That's already a thing. There's a trailer of it on YouTube. It's pretty fantastic. It's just like this really drugged up Mario, and he just like looks like shit.
It just looks like garbage.
He looks so bad.
Mustache is unkempt. Just like he's done.
So many good answers in chat. Ash Ketchum on roids. That's great.
The best.
Cocaine for Sonic? Yeah, that would be unplayable, dude. I'm sorry.
Just give Sonic HGH, not cocaine.
Oh my god, that's great. It's the spot from 7-Up Cool Spot on heroin. That's a good one. Oh
I feel like that has a very intricate storyline there.
Gordon Freeman on Molly would be great. He would tell you everything. He would speak for days. He doesn't speak at all. Dude, he would open up to you, man. He would just...
Gordon Freeman on Ritaserum.
I don't
Plus
pop
10
Molly.
for anybody
I
who
just
knows what
rock
that is,
Tom
chat.
Ford.
What'd you say, Nick Fenton?
Would
I
you
don't
mind
pop
hanging up
Molly.
again?
I rock Tom Ford.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry,
Can we
JC.
kick him from the call?
No, he already
those
left.
Those are Jay-Z lyrics.
That is Jay-Z lyrics.
It's upsetting.
So next
Tender
is
my resignation again.
an email from Peace of Mind 9. What do you think about before you fall asleep at night? P.S. I'm leaving for college before the next podcast, so I will not be able to watch one live for a while. I would just like to say thanks for all the entertainment you have provided me. If we have been blocked at a college, we have achieved greatness.
F you, Peace of Mind. How about that?
I feel like it's probably just like Twitch.
Is he not going to have his cell phone at college?
I know. Like, what the hell, dude?
Come on, man.
Dude.
He probably has a Motorola Razr.
John just
Oh,
shitting
man.
all
A lot
over
of
this guy's
assumptions about
dreams.
Peace of
When
Mind.
razors were the phone, when razors were the iPhone before the iPhone, those were the days.
They had millions of apps too. So what do you think about before you fall asleep at night?
Nothing. I have my schedule I have my schedule fine-tuned to the point that when I fall asleep, I am so dead tired that I hit the pillow and I go right to bed. And up until then, I'm just thinking about whatever's going on in my head that day. And trust me, you don't want to know. If you want to know what's going on in my head, follow me on Twitter because I will destroy your feed with every single thought that comes to my head. But nothing. I hit the pillow and I go to sleep. That's it.
Mine is like an infinite cycle. It's usually like, should I Jopo? And if I fall asleep, that's the last thing. But if I do Jopo,
Yes.
then my final thought after that is, should I Jopo again?
So
and then if I fall asleep, my final thought is, should I Jopo again? But if I Jopo a second time, then I come back and then I have the thought again, and then I'm stuck in this really crazy cycle where I actually don't sleep at all, and I just.
Hold on, can we get a ruling? Like, I don't think you can Jopo twice in a row.
Yes, you
Otherwise
can.
it's
It's definitely not a Jopo then, and then it's just a Joe.
So we may have to clear this up for newer
Jerk off,
viewers.
pass out.
Yeah, Jopo was something my friends and I came up with. Jack off, pass out. You got Jopo, dude. You gotta get, you said, man, I went home last night, I was exhausted. Had a Jopo and just was out, Like,
So,
that's, yeah.
Depending on how many times I do participate, then it would, for example, maybe
Joe.
Yeah, maybe 5 times. It's Joe,
Popo.
He passes
I
out
usually
multiple
think
times in
about
a row.
I usually think about why the fuck am I watching Shark Week on Netflix for the 18th time because I'm not gonna go to sleep until it's over.
Well, that's. I mean,
then I also fall asleep thinking how much earlier am I going to get to work than Brandon?
Yeah.
Usually 3 hours.
I don't know why you think about that before bed, but all right.
I watch Top Gear and fall asleep to it usually. So
I usually imagine you coming to work without clothes on. I'm still thinking about you coming to work.
Usually
sometimes the last thing I see is my life-size poster of Peter Molyneux on my ceiling.
As a 5-roper flies up above your face.
You tape the Peter Molyneux picture on the mirror that's above your bed.
Yeah. While I'm spooning my Peter Molyneux waifu body pillow.
Oh, Petey.
I tell you what, every night before I fall asleep, without fail, I'll almost be asleep, and then all of a sudden that the picture of Dan drawn as Rose from Titanic will pop into my head.
Yes. Yes. Draw me like your French girls. Big thanks, big shout outs to Flanlord for that picture. But all right, this next one we'll do a quick run through. Canadian Furry asks, "Are you really a furry, Canadian Furry?" That's what I'm wondering. But
are you really Canadian? It's
are
even
you,
worse.
Yeah,
that's the pet question.
Yeah, that's true. What kind of pets do you have / want?
Hold on, should we even be telling this to him if he's a furry?
Yeah, he's just gonna Jopo to this, so just let it roll. You're
That's
providing him with
furry culture. Thanks.
Providing him with fat. Nick has the.
I have a dog and I want a monkey.
You want a monkey, man? I have 2 dogs, and they're awesome.
And 2 human children.
I have 2 human children. They're somewhat pets. Yeah, at this age, they are kind of pets.
They border on pet at this age.
That's true.
I have a dog who's the fucking just beastest little awesome guy, and if I could take any animal out of the wilderness and make it my pet, wallaby. Faux fucking show.
A wall.
Wrong answer. The correct answer is wallaroo.
What about a sloth?
It's a wallaby kangaroo hybrid. It's fucking adorable.
What about a sloth?
They're the same animal, just different sizes.
Not really. Because you can have both of them in one animal, so you're wrong.
That's just a wallaby and a kangaroo, between those 2 sizes.
Yeah, so why wouldn't you want both of them?
The female equivalent of Jopo?
It's big.
That's the DJ Po, the disc jockey pass out. That's what it is. that is the female version. Yeah, DJ Po in the house on the 1s and 2s, and I'm out. That's pretty much the female version of the Jopo.
Can't fucking handle this.
But those are our pets. Brandon doesn't have any pets. Nick Fenton has a box for a pet, but no pet.
I'm getting it after PAX. I didn't want to get my cat before PAX because I'm going to be gone an entire week.
That's a good point.
That's why I don't have my cat.
So people asking why in the chat why wouldn't you get a pet raccoon? Do you have a pet human? Actually, on second thought, don't answer that. But no, real talk.
A friend of mine in high school took in a baby raccoon as a pet.
Raccoons are very hit or miss. They can be vicious assholes.
I feel like you've looked this up.
Or they can be fucking out of control.
Oh, jeez.
Also, they eat stuff and have diseases.
Yeah. They will also just straight up murder your cat for no reason. They're not good animals.
So
this has been the Raccoon Minute with Blacklightattack.
Attack. 82 asks,
A picture Brandon just liked.
would you rather... I gotta see this before I move on. What the fuck? Oh my god. Anyway, it is Will Smith as a leg, I believe.
I am leg.
It's the poster for I Am Legend, but it's just the legend. It's just leg.
I can't. I linked it. Anyway. Moving on, Fat Attack 82 asks, would you rather be a dog with Vietnam flashbacks or a person who can only see the color yellow? I'd imagine John can only see yellow anyway, because his whole room is in yellow most of the time.
I'm going to have to go with still being a human because I can vote and watch Breaking Bad, and dogs can't. I mean, they can watch Breaking Bad, but they have no fucking idea what's going on. They can't follow the plot.
Yeah, yellow for sure. For sure. Fat Attack, you're better than that question.
I mean, that's just being blind. I mean, why the fuck would you want to be a dog? Especially a dog that's in a worse standing than a regular dog.
Yeah.
With some sort of terrible modifier.
So, at Smuffins asks, by the way, Schmuffins are delicious. If you have a Sheetz near you, fucking go to a Sheetz. Get a Schmuffins, you fucking cretins. Get one. They're delicious.
Wow, dude.
At Smuffins asks, what are your favorite books? Brandon doesn't read. We cleared that up earlier.
I can't read, actually.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't read by choice, it's that I can't read.
I read go ahead, John.
No, you go ahead.
You go ahead.
I'm going to eat this delicious combo while you go ahead.
All right, okay. Snow Crash was a book I read last year on the way to PAX Prime that Rick Leslie, then of Zombie Studios, told me about. Very good book. It was a cyberpunk book. The Wheel of Time series is really good. If people haven't read it. If you like Game of Thrones, you might like Wheel of Time. Very different tone, but kind of same fantasy type universe. The Gunslinger series by Stephen King is fucking godly. I don't like any other Stephen King, but I like The Gunslinger a lot.
Yeah, it's really not standard for him.
Or The Tower, I guess, is the what is it? The Dark Tower
Dark
series.
Tower,
That's the name of the series. My bad. And I've recently been going back and reading comics again since I got a tablet. So I've been reading the Knight's End, Knight's Crusade saga of Batman, and the Age of Apocalypse series for X-Men, both of which are awesome.
Nerd.
My favorite book ever is The Andromeda Strain by Michael Crichton. It's
Not
fucking
bad.
Incredible.
Not bad.
Best book. Harry Potter's. They're fucking awesome. And of Mice and Men.
Of Mice
Fucking
and Men.
Brilliant.
Classy.
Choice.
Fight Cub, Jurassic Park, Fight Cubs,
a book about bear cubs.
Fight Club, Jurassic
The
Park.
Cubs are easy. It's the mother you got to worry about.
Fight Club, Jurassic Park, Catcher in the Rye.
Catcher in the Rye is a very good book. Also, everyone should read On the Road by Jack Kerouac. Forgot to mention that. And anything Kurt Vonnegut. In fact, all of it. Read all of it. He's the man.
Make me.
I will.
Fine.
I will shove it in your
See you
anus
try.
at PAX Prime.
Gotta go with Lord of the Rings.
Good
Quite
book.
solid. House of Leaves. If anybody hasn't read that, you fucking have to.
House of
just-
Leaves. God.
It's an
Heard it's
experience.
Yeah.
There was a book by Stephen King that was another not very Stephen King that actually tied into the Dark Tower called Insomnia. One of my favorites. And I'm going to say Invisible Monsters by Polinick. I like Invisible Monsters. more than
Invisible
Fight.
Monsters is good. It's a good book.
That's on a personal level. I think Fight Club has more. I think it's easier for it to appeal to more people. I think it would appeal.
Well, it's easier for Fight Club to relate to adolescent males.
There you go.
Exactly.
All were at one point, so that's why every guy loves Fight Club, because it's about, like, it has themes of misogyny and violence and anarchy and blah blah blah.
Feeling
and,
lost and like you have no purpose.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just fell between the cracks of society. Yeah, exactly. Like what everybody goes through. Yes, exactly.
Yep. So, there you go, bros. Brandon doesn't read, as far as I know. So,
I only read fan fiction.
Brandon's whole world is Sonic
fan
fucking
fiction.
Knuckles. That's Brandon's entire world.
Brandon, who's your OTP?
What?
You're one true parent.
I just called you out. You're a fake. You don't know what a
Fraud.
one pairing. You don't
Brandon
know.
at fraud.
Bad. Get out. You're a phony.
I don't even
You ain't
feel bad
Tumble.
about that.
You ain't Tumble.
You ain't Tumble. All right, next up, what matchup do you want to see on Salty Bet from Wiener's LOL? I think
OB versus Ellen DeGeneres.
that is a good one.
Gotta happen.
I'm
Gotta
going
happen.
Lil B versus Baraka Obama.
Baraka Flocka Flame.
Which is just Baraka from Mortal Kombat that shoots fireballs that are Barack Obama. That is a real thing in Salty Bet. So I want to find I want to see that versus the little bee.
There's also the jazz hands guy that throws out Baraka's as a projectile.
Yes.
Yeah,
Not Obama's, but Baraka's.
Yes.
That's Ultra Amoeba, isn't it? That one's great.
Yep.
No, not Ultra Amoeba. He's the guy that goes like this all the time. He's got the jazz hands.
Uppercut is awesome too. He throws out pictures of Miami. Literally just photos of Miami.
I think Shaq versus Killer Whale. I haven't seen either of them lose.
Shaq is in there. I've never seen him.
Shaq is god tier. He's so good.
Incredible.
Isn't it his sprite from Shaq Fu, the game?
I have no idea.
Shaq Fu is actually a fighting game about Shaq.
Yeah, it probably is. But like when he beats someone, there's like a win screen that has various like taunting messages on it, and I think one of them was like, "You can't beat me in a 1v1" or something. So good.
Can't step to the Shaq.
And
Shaq.
last question from SkyJW. You're trapped in a chest containing a box of merkins, a kaleidoscope, and Bob Saget's skeleton. How do you escape?
You don't.
Cleared up a merkin as a pubic wig.
Yeah.
I had to look it up as well.
Yes,
I had to look it
I
up
was
as well.
hoping someone would clear that up for us.
Pubic
Okay.
wig. Depending on how old the skeleton is, you might be able to crack some of his leg and get a little piece of that and work on picking the lock from the inside. It's actually easier to pick something from the inside than it is the outside. So that would probably be my guess. And I'd just eat the merkin and probably stick the kaleidoscope in the butthole.
I just eat the merkins.
The kaleidoscope in the butt.
John with the two most key components of this: sticking something in his ass and eating pubic beards while picking a lock. It's just, God.
I feel like the kaleidoscope doesn't do you a whole lot of good because you have no light.
I would make
It's in my butt, does it?
it's I mean, that's the only use for the
Your
kaleidoscope.
colon's
really.
gonna see so many trippy patterns.
That's a good one from chat. You put the merkin on Bob's skeleton and fake your death. People will remember you as the guy who died with a full bush. But I would make a rope out of the merkins and then try to, like, pull open the door with that somehow. And Bob Saget's skeleton.
Strong pubes.
Yeah, these are industrial grade merkins, all right?
How
These
big
are
is
not
the chest if we're in here with Bob Saget's skeleton?
not fucking around. Bob Saget's a pretty tall guy, so you could
He
probably,
is.
I mean...
He filled the whole house.
Hang yourself with the merkins? Good option. Good option. Then you'll be known as the dude who hung himself with merkins. I don't know if that's... Are these merkins modeled after Bob Saget? I don't know.
I would use all the merkins to cover Bob Saget's skeleton and then start shouting that I found Bigfoot. So that someone would come running to see him, because people have been searching for Bigfoot forever, and then they would open it and I'd be like, "Psych, Bob Skeleton merkins, bitch," and then I'd run away.
Would you could have hit him?
What about the kaleidoscope?
The kaleidoscope is fucking worthless. This is a red herring.
You could have clubbed them over the head with the kaleidoscope.
Yeah, that could be part of the escape. If it's one of those big ass, like heavy, good kaleidoscopes, yeah, you could club a dude and make good your escape. If at all possible, the kaleidoscope might give me the statistical advantage in getting away that I might be able to take Bob with me.
You want to take Bob with you?
Dude, by the time I get out of this place, by the time somebody notices that I'm shouting that I found Bigfoot, I'm gonna have like a whole Wilson like relationship with him.
That's true.
Plus, that skeleton could be worth a lot.
Yeah, dude.
Exactly. I could donate that to science if I was ever able to emotionally detach from him.
Which may not be. Yeah, it's a huge if. You may keep him around the house. I don't know.
Yeah.
Google image searching merkin. It's an interesting adventure. I don't necessarily recommend it, but
I'm assuming this was without safe search.
Well, I'll let you be the judge there.
I'm going to head to Google right now and see. But that is the end of the KBMOD podcast for this week. Next week, we'll do a little PAX Prime preview show, so you don't want to miss that. But yeah, end of episode 106. If you're new, please follow us here on Twitch, and that would really make our day. Yes. And
the
like
week of
us.
PAX Prime, we will not have a show, by the way.
Yes, no
We
podcast.
will all be at PAX.
The week after. Well, the week of PAX Prime, the weekend of PAX Prime.
PAX goes till Monday, so like none of us will even be around Sunday at all.
Yeah, and there won't be a podcast Monday.
Yeah,
At
we're
least
just probably
I
gonna
won't be
skip a
home.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that is it for this week. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KBMOD. Follow us on Twitter. You can see all our Twitter handles on the screen if you're watching or watching the VOD. And we'll see you next week with the PAX preview show. And if you're coming to PAX Prime, seek us out. John and Brandon at least will be around the Twitch booth most of the time. But the rest of us will be walking around doing whatever.
I'll probably be at the Shovel Knight booth.
So we'll be there.
I'll
Don't
be
be
in
afraid
the
to
trench
say
coat
hi.
smoking a J.
Nick Fenton would be that rebel dude off to the side, the cool kid. But yeah, we'll be back next week, same time, same place. All the streams as normal this week. Next week there will be some pretty big schedule shifts, but we'll inform you of those when they happen. We'll see you next time for 107. Later, bros.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Cox.
Cocks and butts.